session, we're going to be looking at financial fraud and what you can do to recognise and avoid falling foul of fraudulent traps that are, unfortunately, all too common today. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to be sharing some real-life examples that myself and my colleagues have encountered, red flags to look out for, what you can do to identify any company or individual that you're unsure of, and how to avoid getting caught in a scam. To begin with, we're going to look at a pretty shocking statistic. Financial institution Canada Life conducted research into scams surrounding the coronavirus epidemic and discovered that over 5 million people in the UK have fallen victim to financial fraud or know someone who has since the outbreak earlier in the year. This is up from 3.8 million in the year ending June 2019. It shows the opportunistic nature of the scammers and that they take advantage of individuals, especially in times when anxiety, stress, financial vulnerability and concern is at a high. The scam doesn't just cause financial damage, it can also result in emotional and psychological harm. I wanted to share with you some encounters we've experienced firsthand. A client of Ellis Bates contacted their advisor after finding a savings account online that promised a return of 5%. The client filled in their details online and received a phone call from a helpful and friendly individual, so they felt reassured. Of course, the advisor suspected this interest rate too good to be true, so entered their own details online. The advisor received an email from a well-known global investment bank. However, the email address it came from was not the usual company address. The advisor told the client not to proceed with anything and contacted the bank. They soon confirmed the email address was fraudulent, and the client was informed immediately. The website that offered this interest rate has since been taken down. The second example is actually one I've encountered myself. An elderly couple had gone online in search of an investment that paid a good return. They filled in a form for one company and actually received a call from another. However, they still exchanged emails and provided ID. The individual from this company claimed that they had found the couple a bond with a good return and had actually purchased it for them and that they needed to send £50,000. The couple, after receiving continuous phone calls from this individual, actually went to the bank to withdraw the £50,000 to pay. Thankfully, the bank refused to let them withdraw the money, believing it to be a scam, and strongly advised they seek advice. They contacted Ellis Bates and I spoke with them over the phone. I confirmed the many red flags surrounding the situation and offered to go and see them. Whilst at the couple's house, the individual called and I offered to speak to them. They were belittling, aggressive, personally attacked me and took offence to my involvement, claiming that I was only there to take the clients for myself. No professional would speak to anybody like that. The moral of these stories is that if you are in any doubt, contact a financial advisor. You probably noticed a lot of red flags in the previous examples, so I've highlighted them and some others here. An incorrect but very similar email address being used, an expired or non-existent profile on the FCA website, the investment would be purchased for you and you repay them, a poor website and substandard feel of their online presence, a sudden spike in reviews that just don't quite feel right, a newly established company with limited trading history on Companies House, the company address not actually referencing actual business premises, and of course, characteristics of the individual being persuasive, pressuring, and harassing. And of course, always bear in mind, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If you are at all ever unsure, there are many things that you can do to go and check. Check out the business and the individual on the FCA register. Check the business on Companies House. Do they have a consistent record of company directors? How does the website look? Does it look legitimate? Does the contact number get you through to them? The address on the business? Does it take you to an actual building? Google the company name. Is there any bad press or any notion of bad reputation? Do they have an active social media presence? And does the individual have an account online? Scammers are clever and cunning and can be very convincing, but it pays to be cautious. We all work far too hard to earn money to hand it over to a scammer, so make sure you know who you're dealing with. Any legitimate business will have absolutely no issue with you checking their credentials and directing you to where you can read up on them online. Follow your gut. If it doesn't feel right or you have any concerns, stop. Today we've addressed financial fraud and the telltale red flags to be aware of. I hope this has helped you feel more confident at identifying potential scams, and please, if you're ever in a scenario like the ones I've mentioned today, don't be afraid to say no and seek further advice. If you have any concerns or if there's anything you wish to discuss further, please do get in contact. Ellis Bates offer an initial consultation with a professional advisor at no cost to you. All the information covered today can also be found in the corresponding fact sheet available on our website.